Hi, welcome to the webinar. Let's give a few more seconds to start this. Okay, so let's get started. Welcome again to this webinar for software development optimization. My name is Ashutosh Gupt, and I'm Senior Solution Enterprise Engineer for Sumo Logic. So today's topic, as we talk, is on software development optimization, and basically start with the concept of observability. Now, if you talk about observability, basically it's talk more on the monitoring, diagnosing, and troubleshooting side of it. But for the different teams and different personas, it means differently. If I talk about today's specifically this webinar, it's a circle around the software engineering and the teams around it. So what's basically the key metrics for a software engineering organization is to improve the software quality and the velocity. Now, in terms of monitoring how the software pipeline is going, identify any kind of process gaps or any inefficiencies or failures, right? And to diagnose it faster. Determining the root causes for any kind of issues or defects which are going on is a primary leader responsibility here in terms of observability for this particular side of the organization. Now, coming to the today's modern software development process, there are multiple teams who are using many of the tools, many of the their own systems to develop the solution, develop the software. This can start with the Jenkins, GitHub, Jira, multiple tools which are there for a DevOps tool set. Now, you might be you are already maybe already sending as a customer these data to Sumo Logic to get multiple process optimized and enriched and understanding your ecosystem better. But in terms of when you talk about these tools and this kind of a modern approach, the problem is to understand how the collaboration works, how all these tools and the teams are performing and doing things in a collaborative manner may be a problem. And that is where when you talk about a Sumo as a platform which works on a DORA matrix, we will talk about this in a few minutes. It takes all the data from all this system using a very well documented method and easy way of integrating to Sumo Logic, and enrich, normalize, and correlate all this data to give you the business benefit. Now, business benefit can be a faster release velocity, improved reliability and security, and greater team collaboration, which is very, very important. Now, if I talk about the end-to-end visibility, basically what Sumo is doing is we built our dashboards platform, especially around the DevOps tools sets and understanding around is on a DORA metrics. Now, DORA is, if some of you may not be knowing, it's a DevOps research assessment organization, which basically has provided a benchmark. And this benchmarking is primarily around your deployment frequency, lead time, mean time to recover, and change failure rates. How to manage all this. There's a set benchmark with how everybody in the across the organizations are doing and how you are there. So we have built the overall the solution around it. But the key point to understand here is this all is of course enriched by multiple tools which you are using, whether some of them you are using or a part of it or all of them are using. There are multiple integrations are available out of the box, which is sending and enriching the whole set of this data to get these kind of benchmarking dashboards available for you. This can be very much tailored to your needs. It's not like something Dora has said and you can not touch it or do anything about it. Now, what is happening here is if I go to the architecture part of it, architecture of this is very simple. Sumo is a SaaS-based platform. What is happening is all your this DevOps tool sets, as we said, you might be already sending this data as a customer to Sumo Logic. In case it is not, we have the way to get this all the data through Terraform, which basically normalize the data to have this benchmarking and the overview dashboards ready to be used. And we have our customer success team and a solution engineering team which can help you out to get the data into Sumo to use it for multiple use cases, as we talked about. Now, on the right hand side, what you're seeing is the couple of snippet of the dashboard, which I'll take you to the live system and show you how it looks, and I have a detailed discussion about it. So idea here is to have a simple normalized way to get the data, get it into Sumo Logic, and then get it the real-time visibility from these systems. Now, the question may be coming that why we need it, why at all we need it, we need to do this. The simple answer is this is coming from some of the research and studies, and which says that in the software development world and the software delivery world, that high performance or elite performers teams do things much better than not so well performing team. Now here some of the facts which say that 208 times more faster code deployments by these teams, 106 times faster lead time to commit from commit to deploy, and then resolving issues, resolving incidents coming through your defects, coming from Jira or any kind of a service management side of it, is much higher for these kind of teams now. And also in terms of deploying the breaking changes, it's much lower for this team than the low performing team. So clear-cut study, and that is why Dora has come up with some benchmarking, and so that everybody around the world can use this benchmarking to get their release velocity faster, the quality of the software better, and get benefit out of it. Now, if I talk about again this benchmarking, these are primarily divided into two sides of it, as I said, the agility or the velocity, and second is the reliability. Now, how these four metrics around these two basic categories are defined is their deployment frequency. Now, deployment frequency is how often your code goes to production, and here the faster is better. Now, talking about the lead time to to commit to a production deployment, of course, the time, shorter time is better here. On the reliability side of it, mean time to recovery, how easy and fast you can recover from any kind of defects or issues, right? And here shorter is better. And now talking about the change failure rates, of course, the percentage of deployment that subsequently require any kind of remediation, here, of course, the faster is better. So these are the key benchmarks which has been which is identified by Dora, and as I said, this you can we build the platform around it, and it can be customizable, tailored to your environment. You might not be using everything all together. You might be starting slow, which we'll talk about in a few subsequent discussion. So that's pretty much on the slide side of it. Let's see it in the live systems. Don't forget to post your questions into Q&A box, and we can take it at the end of the this demonstration. So let me just log in and show you how it looks into the live system. So let it come up, and if you see, this is primarily the Dora metrics overview dashboard, which I was talking about. These are live computation of 4 key Dora metrics, which I talked about: the deployment, the deployment frequency, the lead time for changes, change failure rates, and of course the time to restore any services. Now here, these are like a heads up display, and each of these have a detailed dashboards around it. We'll take that. Now these are like a traffic light kind of a view, which can give you immediate glimpse of what is going on, right? Now, important point here is to understand these are all live calculated. These are not the data generated, and in a Jira, and then you put it in Excel and then going and studying about it. It's more of a real-time data generating from your tools itself, collaborated, normalized, and showing it what you can do about it. Now, if you can see that clearly, if there is a lead time term for changes, which is showing in a yellow or amber, it shows that the trend is going higher. Of course, it should be other way around, but if you see this, it's going towards the more time consuming. And why it is going, for that we can just go ahead and look into our lead time overview dashboard and drill down more to understand why my why it's may be impacting the my overall development velocity, right? So if I look into this, give me a second, it's taking time to load. And if you see that this is showing the same the headlight kind of a display, which says that it's taking 29.22 hours to for your lead time. And now here again breaking up and showing that what is the distribution across your slowest repos, right? And then distribution in terms of your services, in terms of how the lead time by teams you can see that distribution as well. Again, these are all drill down. You can go into deep search kind of a capability where you can see these metrics and logs and get it the root causes about it. Now here, when I talk about the pipeline side of it, it's visibly you can see it's very noticeable that there is a pipeline issue which is going on, and there's a which might be blowing up the whole lead time here. I can clearly see that the master build test, which is taking much more time, that 26.76 hours versus my master deploy pipeline. Now that might be a problem which is blowing up overall my time to deploy this pipeline. Now if I go further, I have more dashboards which is talking about lead time by repos, average time by daily average lead time, etc., which was showing in the previous dashboard as well. But to investigate further, what I have to do is I'll go to my the more detailed pipeline stage monitoring dashboard, which will be giving me that bifurcation first of all versus two pipeline, which was showing the how much execution count it has. Now the stage wise distribution, I can see how much each stage is execution counts are. Then the fail stages, I can see in this what are the fail stages which is happening across these pipelines, right? Now if I go a little down, I can see that there is a pipeline duration, average pipeline duration, which shows me that under built test pipeline, there's a regression test which is definitely taking a lot of time, and which is very much visible, which is taking a biggest chunk of time to complete these stages. Now if I have to go and look into more deeper, let me filter it out by say master build test, and then by the stage name, which is your regression test here. And I can go into more deeper understanding of what is going on. Here again, it's showing specifically for regression test, which is taking 24 hours in this case. And if I go a little deeper and understand that what is the top 10 slowest steps, I can see that there is a one step which is taking approximately 23 hours, which is a run backend ETL test. Now, what has happened is how easy and how fast I can go ahead and find it out that that where the problem is. So it's important to understand that we can go from a high level metrics to get into deep down and get into the root causes faster. So it took me fewer seconds to understand that which are the pipeline, what is, why it is blowing up my whole lead time, and getting into the root causes faster. And we can so that's pretty much about in terms of a pipeline monitoring and getting into root causes, finding the any kind of issues which is going on. Now, if I go further into my more dashboards, which is specifically to related to pipeline, I'll go to my pipeline overview dashboard, which can give me the overall idea about what is going on. Now, this gives me something like a right to left view of what's going into my development organization overall. So let it get loaded up. By the time I can show you some of the other features in terms of now, if you see this is overall, you know, execution trend which is showing what's going on, where if there is a kind of a it taking much time or going really beyond the normal activity. Going down, if you see there's this pipeline overview dashboard has a multiple other panels which talk about the alerts, right? If there is an alert, what are the top 10 alerts related to the services, right? What are the critical alerts coming for these services? And these are all maybe something coming from a alerting system like a PagerDuty, or even if you have something like a Slack or maybe Teams, this can be integrated and show you. If I'll probably open one of this, it will show me what kind of alerts it is. Now, coming from the deployment side of it, it will give me the bifurcation of success versus failure. That what is going on, what is why there are so much failures. Now, if I see on the right hand side of it, it shows me the failed deployments. Now, all this are very much my deployment, which is showing, of course, here the failed one, and it will show me. It's a direct link to my, Jira and to my GitHub, and show me that what is that creating a problem. Probably I'll open something a different one, and it will take me to my development side of it, and see that what is the commit, what is going on, what is the why there is a failed deployments, right? So all this, it's pretty much easy, well integrated, and show me that where things are, what is going wrong, and why my pipeline is probably taking much more time going forward. If I go ahead on the build side of it, my build will be showing that what the build numbers, of course, the URL attached to it, the distribution in terms of something success versus failure, aborted, etc. All this distribution around my build cycle will be shown here. What interests me is the something on a pull request. Now, pull request, again, I have a detailed dashboard for that as well. But this will give me a clear idea about my merged versus created, pull request. And again, something coming, the top 10 pull requests by number of closing hours, how much time it is taking. So it's a clear a snippet or a quick overview. And again, all this has a detailed dashboards around it. Coming down, if I see there's a under my pipeline overview dashboard, I also have something from a service management side of it, where Jira or any kind of other ServiceNow or ticketing system, which shows me the issues which is going on. What is my issue trend? What are my top 10 critical issues? Right, and I can go to the specific issues to understand that why things are going wrong, right? So I'll go to my pull request kind of a dashboard, which is very helpful to understand on what is the different kind of pull request PRs which are there into my environment, and which again first will be showing me the one which you are showing in the previous dashboard. It is showing me created versus merged versus any kind of decline PRs. Then top 10 services by pull request, and it show me that distribution in a nice graph. If I talk about the target branches, right, that also give me a distribution of where things are coming on, which particular target branch these PRs are from. right? Now here in the PR side of it, there is something which is very important to understand is uh, which service has got more PR, or which branch is, taking having more, taking more portion of my PRs. Here I have couple of things to talk about when in this PRs. If I talk about the teams, I can see that there's a merge versus decline. There's a top 10 request which is coming on. This uh, this will give me a kind of a glimpse that what is going on into my organization, whether I have a enough human process gaps which I need to improve on to get this done faster, or do I have enough people trained to optimize and improve my PRs, right? Do I have some teams who are doing better than who can do better than others? So a couple of things which you can pull out by these PRs, understanding on it that why something is going in a different direction, right? Now if I come to the build side of it, the builds dashboard, which will give me the clear cut idea. I can filter it by status repository. Now here you can see that the number of builds in last 24 hours. It will give me bifurcation in terms of my status, by service, by teams. And here what very important point to understand is the success versus failure rates. This is a kind of a breakup of it and showing me the trend of what is going on in my build cycle. Then if I go further down, it will show me in terms of what my failed builds or my successful builds in this particular time range, and so on and so forth. So a couple of things. And then again, all this are very much, I can go deeper into it to understand what's going on into my build, overall build pipeline. Coming to the service management side of it, I talked about the alerting part of it. This is all coming from, say, what are my priority alerts? What are my high priority alerts? Why based on service based, alerts, from which services the more alerts are coming. Team wise distribution of the alerts, whether a particular team is getting more alerts than the one which is coming from a other team. This is when you want to look at the service management side and want to do understand that, do I have a critical P1s in my production, or do why a particular issue an area needs to be having more understanding? Do I distribution of high priority alerts, which shows me that why this particular service is taking more time, and I can go and fix it in how many days or how much time. Then alerts in terms of created versus closed, what is my trend around it, right? And again, it's based on the time. I can bifurcate and say that in a particular hour, a particular number of days, how much what is my trend around it, right? And again, last but not the least, if I talk about the high priority alerts by services, what is my trend around it? How the things are flowing into my system? What are the if any particular team needs to be focused on a particular issues faster to get it rectified, get the defects clarified. So all in all, what is happening if I go back to my DORA matrix overview dashboard? It will give me the overall understanding of my metrics. It talks about the real time, and it is not an aggregated sum of it. And it will give me the understanding of what is, it's coming from a real time system, not something, pulled out from any kind of a tool and getting an Excel and understanding that, which is more of a traditional way. This will, based on the DORA matrix, give me a couple of initial view, and then go deeper to find the root causes, get my deployment faster, get my lead time for changes understanding. So across velocity and I'll say quality of your software development lifecycle, it works end to end. Now again, just to reiterate, these are all not very much, I'll say, very specific or very not customizable. It is based on what you're using, based on your tailored approach, where, as many times I said, you can send your couple of DevOps tools and data into Sumo and create this kind of dashboards for you. Important point again to understand that this comes out of the box. So if you are already a customer of Sumo Logic, you don't need to pay anything extra for that. This is all ready to use dashboards. Only thing, of course, the data which has been sent from your different tools, maybe the one which you're already sending, or you start sending afresh, right? So that is where the total size of the ingest has been calculated. So these are pretty much ready to use and tailored to as much environment. I keep on getting the question that if I have few only tools, not all the tools which are required for my DevOps, can I do it? Yes, you can. It will be again tailored to whatever you are. Yeah, the kind of maybe dashboard will be available whatever you're sending the data from. So that's pretty much about what I wanted to cover in this short demo and show you how we can get benefit in terms of getting our quality better, getting our agility and velocity of our software development faster, using the DORA metrics benchmark, which you use for our software development optimization solution in Sumo Logic. So I'll take a pause here and go to my slide again and just look into for any questions if you have. I don't see any question. Just I'll take a few more minutes. If you want to send your questions, please use our Q&A box and use that for sending your question. I can take it. Okay, so I don't see any questions here till now. If you have any, please post it. So thank you very much for your time today. I hope this was some meaningful session for you and give you some idea of about what we do into software development optimization. Please reach out to us, send your queries to sales@sumologic.com or reach out to us directly to get understanding of what and we can some of us we can connect to you to help you out in understanding your use cases or understanding your requirement. Thank you very much. Have a nice rest of the day, rest of the week.